Hey, what's up, guys? You're welcome to another episode on Unscripted Perspective. We remain your host. I'm Victory, and I'm here. Why you laughing?
You bring your host, guy. Nobody is sacking us. It's not like we
Okay,
work with some sort of
we
corporation
are
and
your
our
hosts.
job, and our job is on the line or something.
Okay, I get your point.
Of course, you get my points. I'm that guy.
We are your host. I'm Victory. I have my co-host here.
Yeah, April Socrates the board, so per usual.
Nice. So you're welcome to. Man, it's been a long time since we did something on.
Oh shit, shut up. Whose fault is it?
Whose fault is it?
Yeah.
Whose fault is it?
Yours now. Maybe you start
Mine?
work.
I got work now.
You know, you started working. Victor
Exactly.
started working. We apologize for the delay.
So
Victor started working. I'm still jobless, so it's not like
No,
I
we would
have
have
all
had
the
a
time.
video before
It's
now.
not like I have
We
all
had-
the time
we would
in
have
my
had a
life.
video
Wait
before
now.
now.
It's not like I have all the time in my life, but he's too, busy. So yeah, so it is Victor's fault actually. So I apologize on Victor's behalf.
We would have had a video before now.
Okay, whose fault was that also?
Whose fault was that also? My fault, right? No,
I'm too perfect to make mistakes. Ah God, I shouldn't be in this world.
You whine
I shouldn't
yourself.
be in this world. I'm too perfect to be in this world. Well, I'll stay along with you peasants.
It's not peasant.
So yeah, go on. What are we doing today?
So today, like we've discussed, we are going to be talking about the meaning of life.
That's a bar.
That's a bar, right?
That's deep.
The topic itself is deep, bro.
Yeah.
Meaning of life and everything about it, basically. You understand? So, where do we even start from, sir?
What is the meaning of life?
What's the meaning of life? Does life have a meaning?
You tell me. That's why I asked you. I don't know. That's why I asked you.
I feel like life has a meaning. First off, I can't talk about life without like me wanting to know the meaning of life without talking about God. You understand?
Why
And
so?
I feel like a large majority of people will also agree with me because
Why so?
we were created, right? And if
Who's to say that we were created?
we were created, guy,
What's to say that we were created? What's to say that we did not originate from apes?
no, I have a subjective view
Okay.
of how man began. My Bible tells me that man was created.
Speaking of this Bible thing and this evolution theory,
Yeah.
right? Do you think science and religion can work in hand?
Science just have to admit the fact that anything that they are going to do has already been said by the scriptures. The scripture
What?
is the ultimate science book.
What do you mean by everything they are going to do is going to has already been said? I don't understand what that
Yes,
means.
yes, now.
Explain what that means, please.
Like the Bible has already given. Recently, I was reading a book and I saw the
How old is the Bible?
couple thousand years.
How old is the earth?
the earth?
Yes.
I don't know.
How long has man been in the house? How long has man been roaming the earth?
I've not done research. I'm not the
So if
historian or
if
something.
if people have had opinions and sort of theories of how the earth originated before the Bible, what then do you now mean by science?
Before the Bible.
Yeah. People have had opinions about-
My Bible starts with earth itself in the creation.
The point is, the problem with with Christians sometimes is that
No, put it to me.
I was going to say you Christian. I forgot I was a Christian too.
No, as
The
it be
problem
traditionalist
the problem with
now.
Christians sometimes is that they fail to understand that first off, the Bible is not literal,
Definitely.
right? Now, the fact that the Bible is not literal,
Bible is
this
not-
is now me trying to
Don't like it's not the entire Bible.
Some parts of the Bible
Some
are
Bible,
literal,
yes,
yes.
put it that way.
yes, but the Bible is not always literal. So to say, sorry,
Okay.
I rephrase my sentence. Right, the Bible is not always literal, and because of that, they think the earth was created in 7 days because the Bible said in 7 days, right? But don't you think that God does not perceive time the way we do?
Of course.
If God does not perceive time the way we do, and He said that the earth was created in 7 days, does that now necessarily mean that it was really 7 24 hours? That means it was that 1 24 hours day?
Very good. Like I'm going to drive it down to the context of our discussion as regards life, right?
Yeah, that's all. I mean, all this is still life now. Isn't it?
We that's why I appreciate pastors and theologians that tends to study the Bible in the original language because they present the beauty of the Bible the way it was originally written. English is
So what you're saying
the
is
language English is limited. You understand?
How is it limited?
Yes, because you can't totally express words the way it was like in the original mind of the writers. Like when you talk about the world, for God so loved the world, and you now also talk about love not the world, neither the things of the world. You understand? I saw a pastor doing like an exegesis on it, giving a description on the two worlds. The world was written there, right? But it was like two different meaning of world.
First off, to say that when you say that the English language is limited in expressing the meaning of the Bible,
Yes, in the
what that
original
means
way it
is
was
that
written.
listen,
Yeah.
what that means is that the Bible we use in today is flawed. And if the Bible we use,
I want
if
you
the
to
pre-
learn.
wait, if the premise to our whole beliefs, right, or the premise to our whole belief is flawed, then isn't Christianity on its own flawed?
Good question.
So answer the question.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, they're all gospels, right? Is any incorrect?
I don't think so.
None is incorrect. But all of them have different perspective on the account
seem
of Jesus.
conflicting. They might seem conflicting. Yes.
That's exactly the point.
That's not exactly the point.
That's exactly
What's
the point.
exactly the point?
Because I can't tell you, you can't go into a church with the original Greek version of the. Sorry, I say
That's
Greek
what I'm
version.
saying. No.
Hebrew
You
version
said
of the
no.
Bible.
Listen. You said that before we, you said that English language, in your own words, English language is limited.
English is flawed, not the Bible.
If English is flawed and we know the Bible in English, that means that the Bible in itself is flawed as well.
You're not getting my point.
No,
right?
that's exactly what you mean.
I
You
want
might
you-
not, you
I
might
want
not
you
think
to
that's
be
what you mean, but that's what you
open-minded.
really do mean.
Now, can you go to church with the original version of the Bible, the way it was written? Can you go to church?
No.
So there have to be some sort of way Christians could still read the Bible in the language they understand, isn't it?
Exactly.
And so we have different kinds of.
Different.
Personally, I don't even roll with all the versions of the Bible because some of them do not paint the exact picture of the original manuscript. Do you understand?
First off.
Now, because of that, we tend to rely on some of the few, like King James.
What
New
when
King
you say
James.
some of the few, it means that some Bibles are flawed. That's exactly
Yes.
what that statement means.
Yes.
And if some Bibles are flawed and some Bibles are correct, then it means that the foundation of our whole Christianity, listen, let me talk finish. Then it means that the foundation of our whole Christianity, which is the Bible, is flawed. And if the foundation of our whole Christianity, which is the Bible, is flawed, then Christianity is flawed.
You're done.
I'm done. Now,
Can I talk on that before you present this your idea?
go on.
Which Bible do you read with?
I read with Message translation, Living translation, King James. I really anyone
Which
available.
flaw have you seen in the Bible so far with the ones
I've
you
not
read
seen any
with?
flaw.
You've not seen any
It's not flaw.
So what's your
Sometimes
argument?
these things are what no, it's not. You were the one that said there was a flaw. What
No,
I'm
no,
saying
no,
is-
guy.
No, listen. You said there was. You were the one that said there
put
was a
something
flaw.
to me now, like
What?
I didn't say there was a flaw.
You literally just said that some versions of the Bible are flawed.
Which Bible do you read with? I will ask you again because I want to go somewhere. I'm driving somewhere.
I don't have a particular Bible.
Do you think those Bible you read with are flawed? Now,
I don't
what
think
brought
they're
us
flawed.
here is the fact that I'm talking about English.
You're saying that the English language is flawed.
So why not see it from that lens rather than the
That's
Bible?
what I'm saying. You cannot see it from only the lens that the Bible.
Man's
Listen.
language is flawed, not the Bible. The
The
Bible
is man's language.
the Bible is beautifully in harmony. Okay?
The Bible
it's in harmony.
Nah, listen.
Man trying to allow us read.
Listen.
Man
bro.
trying to present us with ways we could see the scriptures.
Nah,
It's
you're
what
wrong.
we
Let me tell you. Listen. I am going to say this again, and I'm going to say it slowly. Maybe they'll grasp waiting I talk and waiting you they talk too. First off, firstly, the first premise to this whole thing was that you said that English language is flawed.
good.
Listen, let me talk. Now, if English language is flawed,
No, I said English
is
language is limited.
rather.
That's the word,
Yeah.
please.
And it does not fully describe the Bible, right? If what that means is that there are some sort of conflictions, right, or some sort of flaws rather. That's what that means, rather, not confliction. What that means is that there are some sort of flaws in the English versions of the Bible. Is that not what that means? Now, I don't know whether you agree with me. That's what you meant by that statement. Now, if there are flaws in the English versions of the Bible, right, you cannot take out the fact. You cannot just say that it is English language that is flawed and the Bible is not. No, you cannot say that because they are one, right? I don't think you can read the Greek manuscript. You cannot read the original manuscript of the Bible.
I want you to learn.
Now, if you are saying that fundamentally, right, there are some flaws in the Bible, in the English version of the Bible, because it does not fully drive the point of the original manuscript, then what that means is that the foundation to our whole religion is flawed. And if the foundation to our whole religion is flawed, then our religion entirely is flawed and a fraud. We are all frauds as Christians. That's what that means. That's what that statement means. Now,
Are you done? Can I pick up from that?
Go on, explain.
Good. When I say, let me open it for you, since you don't want to understand. Let me open it for you.
Go on.
The foundation of Christianity is not what is flawed. Like, the Bibles just have the modern versions of the translations of the Bible. Everybody will agree to the fact that there are some modifications that does not really align. Some word modifications, some extractions from the Bible. Give me an example. I can give you an example. If you do your research, you will also find it out. Please, let me finish my thought. If I tell you to go to church with the original Hebrew version, you wouldn't want to, because you can't learn from it.
I will not need to eat from it. I'll just greet it as some sort of flex.
Exactly. So
Go on,
the
go on. I understand what you
point
mean.
I'm driving is that man saw the need that people need to read the Bible from an understanding that from a language they can comprehend, and so that was why the translations
Were made. Exactly.
right? Now, there are trustworthy translations that we use to study the Bible, right?
You need
But
that. Go on, just go on.
but
just
not
go on.
every. I'm a Christian, called Christian, but I'm not going to vouch for every translation of the Bible. I can give you a sum, but I'm not going to do
Listen. First off, what you said originally are kind of.
you saying that
Wait,
it's
allow me to talk.
flawed.
Allow me
Like,
to talk.
you-
Wait,
I feel
allow
like
me to talk.
you know what you're
Guy,
doing.
I don't know what I'm doing. First off, I know what I'm doing actually. Let me scratch that. I know what I'm doing. You know why I know what I'm doing?
Why?
I know what I'm doing because you are very wrong. Right now, let me give you an
Please tell
example.
me how I'm wrong.
Let me tell you,
Let's start
let me
from
tell you how
there.
you're
Yeah.
wrong, right? First off, the way words were in those days, right, it's different from the way words are now. Words were very, very descriptive in those days, right? Words were very descriptive in those days. Like, words were created. People created words how they, like, say silly, right, or let's say running, right. An example of running is not very descriptive, sha. But point is, what I'm saying in essence is that words were very descriptive in the olden days, so to say, right? And because these words were very descriptive, since these words were very descriptive, right, it means that technically it is easier to translate. Now, does this mean that there would not be, what that means is that, guy,
You just said something now that is very
wait,
one kind.
what's that?
Because words were descriptive, it was easy to translate.
Yes, because words
How?
is descriptive, it's easier to translate.
How?
If I describe how somebody is shooting a gun for you, would that not be easy for you to translate it to another person? If I describe it in details, how somebody was shooting a person, would that not be easy for you to translate to another
Okay.
person? Answer my question, yes or no.
So this, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't really know. I'd say I don't know what you're talking. I've not gotten the picture of what you're saying
If
yet.
I described how somebody was saying shooting,
Have you
another
read the
allow
Bible
me
from
to talk
Hebrew?
finish now. I can't read the Bible. in
So
Hebrew.
how did you know that
First off,
it's descriptive?
First off,
How
I've
do you
seen,
know
I've
it's
seen
descriptive?
translations of it.
from
what-
modern
Of course,
translations
no.
of, so
I have seen
you're
the
shooting
literal.
yourself in the
I'm not shooting
leg.
myself in the leg. I have seen the literal modern translations of it.
How do you know that's what you read is correct?
What do you mind? What do you mean by how do I know what's correct? Are we now? Are we now beginning to doubt what we know? Are we now beginning to doubt what we know? That's not the point, is it?
Okay. This is my
Listen, allow
this is
me
my
to, allow me
advice
to
to
finish
you.
talking.
This is my
Don't
advice
advise
to
me
you.
first.
This
Allow
is
me
my
to
advice
finish
to you.
talking. What is your advice to me? What is
You
your
go
advice to me?
listen.
I'm listening.
Go to do you believe that the Hebrew translation of the Bible is correct, right?
Okay, go on.
Go to church with the Hebrew translation.
First off, I cannot afford to. I cannot afford.
If
Hebrew
you
translation.
believe that the foundation of
Will
the
you buy the Hebrew
Bible,
translation for me?
if you believe that a
Will you
translator,
buy the old manuscripts for me? That thing costs
I could get you some
You can get me some
online. I
How will I
could
go
get
to
you
church with
some
that? How will I
online.
go to
I
church
mean,
with
you
that?
use Bibles online, so why
How
can't
will I go to
you?
church with that now?
Eh?
How will I go to church with that? I'll go.
No. Why I'm
Allow me
saying
to
I will
see,
get
listen,
you the
listen,
Bible is because I
listen.
don't want you to think like we
Listen,
are
allow
shaking
me
the
to-
foundations of Christianity. So I'll
You
get
are,
you
you are
the.
shaking the foundation of Christianity. Right? Because
Not
the
shaking
foundation
it.
to your whole religion, if there are flaws in the translation of your whole, first off, these things that seem like flaws to you are not flaws. They are just things that seem conflicting, but they're not really conflicting. An example of this would be the, I think it's between Luke and Matthew, or Mark and Matthew, one of them, but in Matthew and Luke, right, and John, one of them, I can't remember. There's a description of how Judas dies. Do you know the description of how Jesus dies?
Judas.
Yeah, Judas Iscariot, I think. That's one that committed suicide.
Hanging himself.
Right now, one of them says that he hung himself, right, and the other one says that he fell and his bowels were open, right? Does that sound conflicting?
I've not read anything like that.
No, you haven't. Wow, it's in the Bible actually.
Please show me.
I can't show you. What do you mean by usually show you?
Judas bars open. Sha?
Yes.
That's a discussion, but I doubt.
Do you know?
I doubt.
Please.
I've never.
Outside this, I will prove it to you. But how
Please
much are you
prove
going
it
to
to
take
me.
your money?
Please
on
prove
this?
it
How
to
much are you
me.
put your
I'm
money
not
where your
betting. I
mouth
don't know anything.
is? My brother, I'm putting me. I know something. I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is.
Exactly. So you win. So just prove it to me.
Okay, so I mean, of course, I
Guy.
mean, but now, really, allow me to talk finish. Let me talk finish. Now, first off, before I even start talking about the Judas thing, first off, the Bible is accurate. The Bible was accurately transcribed, or what's the word? Accurately translated rather. Yes, that's the word. Because it was not me and you that does not understand English that did these translations. These were people. You know how they say now it was divine inspired, and some of the those additions and those extractions, right? The Bible is a collection of books and diaries and journals and all of that. If you really think about it well enough, right? An example of that would be Matthew, John, and Luke. Sorry, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, right?
Matthew, Mark, Luke, John.
Yeah, those are actual. Those ones are main diaries. The other one, Paul's own. These things are letters. The Bible is a collection of that, right? And how they were able to put that together was some sort of divine inspiration. I don't know how that or something. I don't know, but that's not the point. Now they added the most relevant, ones to the Bible. Now that being said, these things might seem like conflictions, but they are not. An example of that would be the Judas story. It seems like they are both somebody's lying.
Bro, I've never
That's
heard
true.
about.
You can go search it out. That's not the point. Now allow me to finish. It seems like that when you say that, it sounds like somebody's lying, right? But now
Sounds like
it
you
sounds
are
like somebody's
lying.
like no. Listen, allow me to talk now.
You asked me right. I said it sounds like you are lying.
It sounds like I'm lying.
Yes.
Okay. Now if really do, sometimes you have to be logical. You have to try to use logic to sort of align the Bible. Now, if somebody hangs the person's self on a tree, right? Person hangs the person's self on a tree, right? And the person dies, or whatever, the person dies. I don't know whether the person dies or not now. That could mean that with the tree branch should break, right? If the tree branch breaks and there's a sharp stone, or there's rock on the floor, and the person falls on the rock, and the person's tummy hits the floor, what would happen? Would the bowels not tear? Would the tummy not tear? Answer the question now. When I ask you a question, answer it. The Tommy is not here.
bro, bro.
Answer the question. When I ask you a question, answer me,
Literally
bro.
forcing me to believe.
No, I'm not forcing you to believe. I don't give a hoot whether you believe or not. Actually, I don't give a hoot whether you believe or not, right? This is my problem with Christians sometimes, with some Christians.
Bro, I don't
This-
believe
allow
that
me
Judas
to
died
talk.
with his belly.
It is
done
in the
now.
Bible.
So I don't know it.
So it means that the
Don't
person.
force me.
I'm not forcing you to
You
believe.
said I
This
should
is
answer you right. You said I should answer you right. Now I'm asking you that I don't know. If you have a scripture, okay, I've read this here, right? I've read this here. This is it. Go and open to Matthew chapter this bit. Okay, I'll say, okay, fair, fine, I will check it out. You are giving me stories that I've not heard, I've read the Bible. So how do I believe you, bro?
Yeah, fair enough. I can always just believe that and prove it to you.
Google it,
I guess.
please. Google it with the scripture. Thank you. The scripture, not like a random history something. The scripture. You're saying him now.
Actually, I'm very, very surprised that you don't know this part, but go on, I can always just put it to it. Now, sorry, it's not even in Matthew or this thing, it is Acts chapter 1, verse 18 to 19. Let me read it out. With rewards, 18. With rewards he got from his wickedness, Judas bought a field where he fell headlong, his body burst open, and all his intestines spilled out. That's 18. That's in the Bible. Does that sound now? Am I right or am I right? What do you want to say?
I'm not saying anything. That's
No.
your
Back up now to continue what I was saying, right? It sounds conflicting. The story of the death of Judas, is the one is where he did this thing, right?
but he didn't hang himself.
They didn't say anything about that. That's the
Google
thing.
it.
He said,
Google it.
I will.
If he hung himself, Judas
I
hung
know that he
himself.
hung himself now. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to reconcile both stories to you. To tell you that these things that you see as flaws are not just flaws, but they're not actually flaws. They're just sort of different perspectives.
Okay, thank you. I get your point. Let's not deviate.
Jesus Christ.
Let's not deviate.
We don't go half, we've gone halfway to this video and we've not even started talking about the meaning of life that we were actually supposed to talk about.
And that's because you ask too much questions.
I asked too much questions.
You ask too much questions.
Ask
Bro.
questions, my guy.
So I mean, I think the issue we had is maybe misunderstanding.
What misunderstanding?
Misunderstanding because I'm explaining it from language, use of words.
That's what I'm saying.
You are explaining it from storytelling.
What storytelling? What
Two
story?
happenings. Two happenings.
What?
One,
Oh
Judas
my goodness.
hung himself. The next one, you see the Judas' tummy busting.
Allow me to listen. The point is that you're saying that English language is limited, and it means that
Exactly.
it does not.
Exactly.
And that means that it does not fully paint the pictures of the Bible.
Yeah.
And if it does not, it means that the Bible is flawed to an extent.
You are saying that.
That's what that statement
You are
means.
saying that.
That's not what I'm saying. You have listen.
Don't put words in my
I'm
mouth.
not putting words in your mouth. Listen, bro. When you say words, right? There's a thing called semantics, right? You know what semantics means, right?
You could still teach
I'm
me.
not going to teach you, but you know what that means, right? Words have meanings. When you put certain words in, when you arrange certain words together, they mean certain things. The meaning of sentences and all of that are not subjective.
Okay, fine.
When you say that that statement, that's what I say. The statement you said meant ultimately that the Bible was flawed, and I'm telling you that the Bible is not flawed, because if the Bible is flawed, to say that the Bible is flawed is to say, is to say that. No, to say
The fact that you're emphasizing on me saying that the
That's
Bible
what
is
you
flawed.
said.
Stop putting. Stop saying
translation of
that
the
I
Bible.
said. Stop insinuating that I mean this is what it means. Just pass your point across,
I
right?
cannot pass my point across without.
Once you cannot, don't stop putting, just pass your point across and just let it be.
Bottom line is,
Yes.
Bottom line
pass your
is-
point.
bottom
I
line
have
is
what
that-
is in my head. I know what I'm saying.
you don't know what you're
I
saying.
know what I'm saying.
You-
I know I can bet on my I can let me not say on my life. I can bet that even what you're saying is not your idea. Even this fact that you're saying now, it's not your idea. Maybe somebody has randomly said it and you're like, yo, this thing is cool. I have to like
What has that got to do with anything here?
exactly the point.
What is the point now? What is exactly the point? The first video we made here stated that our opinions and our perspectives are not entirely determined by us. That's what we said. That's what you said. That's what I said.
So that is my own. Stop.
What is your
Say
own
your
my-
point. Say your point and stop insinuating
Listen,
that it
listen.
means that.
Listen, bro.
It
listen.
means that.
Jesus.
Can you just pass your point?
I don't understand why you are
Listen.
always trying to subjectify the meaning of words. Words have meaning for a reason. That's the same. That's the
Bro,
same way you say dummy.
if-
Means that.
You can't
know
blame
what?
me. I'm a literary student, bro. I'm a literary student. We use words that we
Oh my God.
we have poetic license.
That's not poetic license. That's just stupidity.
We have poetic
That's not
license.
poetic license.
Not in this context of our discussion, but
That's not poetic license.
license.
Poetic license is not using words at will. Poetic license.
So what would be poetic license?
Poetic license is not using words at will or will. That's not poetic.
What does it mean?
I'm not going to explain what poetic license
No,
is.
just give me a shallow
Guy,
a shallow
first off,
definition
you're
of
a
poetic.
literary student. You did business management in school.
Bro.
Hey, you did business management in school. Me and you are classmates. Me and you were classmates. You did business management in school. Did you or did you not do business management in school? You're
Bro,
a literary student.
literature is
When I say children are animals, to be as if I hate them.
why would you be
But yeah.
shooting it? This is your house.
Yeah.
now, what do you expect?
Okay. So as I was saying, let's just go into the main point of the video. We've taken too much. We've debated for too long.
So let's just bring it down to let's just come back to what we were saying. What's the meaning of life? Personally, I feel like God is our creator, okay? And if He's our creator, He has some manual for us to live in our lives. As if you're talking about it from works, like in quotes, works. He has a manual.
Doesn't God have a manual to us living our lives? Take away from our free will.
From our free will. Do your parents tell you what to do?
Not really.
Not really. Subjectiveness for your parents, they don't tell you what to do, or you not wanting to take from them.
Tell me what to do as how to do it.
As you're talking on the grounds of the meaning of life, right? I feel like the Bible has
Guides.
yes
Finding the meaning of life.
the perfect guide, and even if you're not able to like understand it that way, you could always pray to God and you can have direction. I really do not want to see these things from
When people say things like pray to God, please pray to God, that right, it now seems like God is going to, when they say that, saying pray to God and this, it seems like God is going to send you some sort of news
okay.
that this is the meaning of life. But that's not really what He's going to do now, is it?
What do you think he would do?
Okay, an example. Take for instance, you pray to God and you say, God, I'm a weakling. I would like to have courage, God. Would God automatically give you courage, or would He put you in situations where you can show courage?
Okay.
What would He do?
You're giving me two options to pick one from.
I'm giving you two options to pick one from. Which would He do?
I think he'll do both.
How would He do both?
What does the Holy Spirit do for you?
What's the
In
Holy
this
Spirit do for us?
context, in this your analogy, gives us boldness, some certain
How does
kind
the Holy
of
Spirit
boldness.
give us boldness?
Now, let's take the instance of Paul, right? Paul was a timid person. He didn't know
Paul was
how
not a
to.
timid person.
So I say Paul, Peter rather.
Peter was not a timid person.
He was.
Peter was not a timid person.
There are many
A timid
instances.
person. A timid person. Okay, give me an instance of Peter that was a timid person.
Exactly. A timid. Before the crucifixion or the passion of Jesus, there are many things that happened to Paul. Paul denied Jesus, right?
Peter.
Oh God. Peter denied Jesus, right?
Okay.
And
Denying Jesus doesn't make him that doesn't make him a timid person.
so what do you think
Peter was not
Peter
a timid
was?
person. See, Peter was a human being. He was brave. But even in our
Would
bravery,
you say Paul was braver?
Paul was not brave.
Paul stood amongst like the
See, at
Paul
first,
stood
Paul's
am-
bravery was callous.
Okay, why? How?
Even this, when he was persecuting Christians, he was callous in persecuting Christians. And when he became a Christian, he was callous in it. If you notice, when Paul said, when he became a Christian originally, when doing his first, missions and all that, right? He was very, 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 on some hardline
Yeah, I
thing.
had to go
Did he not mellow down?
and because of authorities now.
No, it's not because of authorities.
Because of
It is
what?
because I don't know. Maybe it's because of authorities. Maybe,
It should now.
but that's not it. I feel like it was because
Like my context is Paul was braver
That's
in the
what I'm
sense
saying.
of
It was-
confrontations.
yes, he did not run away from confrontations.
Yeah.
But it got to a time where
then
he
what's
was not,
timidity?
Hmm?
What's timidity? What would you define timidity as?
was Peter running away from confrontations?
Peter.
Okay, yeah.
They came at him.
And did he run away from them?
Uh-uh.
Did he run away from
He
every
did-
confrontation he faced?
I wouldn't know.
No. All the ones I stated in the Bible, did he run away from them?
Like
The one that happened in the boats, did they run away from that?
about him.
When they went to go and when the water was shaking, that Jesus calmed the sea.
Everybody was afraid now.
Did he run away from confrontation? That was confrontation. That
We are in
counted.
for wrong. First way.
Did he run away? What did he do? Did they try to do anything on their own?
I don't know.
Listen, point is, he was not timid. He was a human being. He was scared. That's completely fine. He was not timid.
If you
A
say
timid
so.
person would not cut another person's ear.
Uh-uh.
A timid person
Jesus
would not.
was okay. Jesus was there. I feel like okay, we are making human assumptions now on the incident. These human assumptions we are making, we can't
This is
say of
more
it.
so an educated guess and this is an human than an assumption. This is an
Okay.
educated guess.
An educated guess
Yes, an educated guess is not just an
from
assumption.
you now.
I guess so.
Okay, fine. Let's take it that way. So personally, I debate a lot. No, you make me debate a lot.
I ask
Personally,
questions. You are
Okay.
the one that likes to talk like an old person.
yeah.
That debates like an old person when you
Crazy.
talk. So go on.
Thing is, Christians could pray, read the Bible, and they will definitely find purpose. Everything that we do in life should be geared towards. My point is, everything we do in life should be geared towards advancement of God's kingdom. And if we can do that
So
in every
wait,
sphere we
hold on,
find
hold on,
ourselves,
Hold on, sorry. So does that mean that there is no purpose outside Christ?
there's no purpose outside God.
So what that means is that people who are not Christians do not have
I said
purpose in
outside
their life.
God.
That's what I'm saying. Outside God. Yes, now.
Yes.
People who are not Christians or people who are not religious do not have purpose in their life.
That's the word I want you
Oh,
to say.
that-
Now, this is me.
that answer my question. You did not
This
answer
is
my
me.
question.
I
No.
can't answer that
It's
yes
a
or no
yes or
question. You
no
can't just
question.
paint me with a yes or no question now.
It is a yes or no question. You can answer it the yes or no, and then tell me this is why I say yes, this is why I say no. That's what happened. But I fundamentally need you to answer with a yes or no.
Ask the question again.
Does that mean that people who are not religious do not have purpose to their life?
Yes. They could.
Explain what you mean.
Exactly. Thank you. They could give different definitions to what they think is purpose, but it's not purpose. Purpose is like
The
a
reason
sum up.
your life.
Yes, the
purpose is the reason
entirety.
your life was made.
Yes, the entirety of your life.
And
You
how-
looking at the start and seeing the end already.
Now, listen now. Okay. Now, a person who is not religious, right, and has helped so many people, right, and has had so much impact, right, on people's life. Let's say the person helped out in person's whole lifetime, say 2,000 people, and a Christian who helped out one person, right, who helped out two people in their entire lifetime. Would you say that the Christian lived a more purposeful life than the non-Christian?
I think you don't. I think you're giving me the wrong synonym for what you think is purpose.
No, purpose. What we define purpose just now
As
as the meaning for our life, right? The reason we were created.
yes, the actual
Yes,
reason why you're
exactly.
living. Okay.
The impact we are supposed to have on earth.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
not in. It's,
Yes,
okay.
that's what purpose
You
is.
say so.
That's what it says. Now, does that mean that a person who isn't a Christian cannot have purpose outside of Christ? You say yes,
Okay.
right? Now, who is not religious, rather? That's what you say, religious. Now, and I'm asking you that, and I gave you this scenario. So, a person who has impacted in 2,000 lives in their lifetime significantly, and a person who has and a Christian who has impacted in people's lives significantly during their life, the course of their life, who would you say has had a more purposeful life?
It's funny how God judges things.
We're not talking about God now.
Exactly, we are talking about God is the context of our arguments now. Is it
Ah,
not?
my guy, you deflect. You are
Bro,
deflecting. Listen,
we are talking about God.
If
Yeah,
you were,
isn't it?
listen, if you really were saying that God is ultimately the one that decides how if a person is living a purposeful life or not, then you would have not said that a non-religious person is not living a purposeful life. That's not what you would have said.
I feel like it's the synonym that is.
What synonym again? What synonym? We have been using purpose the whole time.
So
here.
what do you think is purpose?
I already defined it. I'm not going to define it again.
Like for you, so you think that he's living a purposeful life?
What?
Like the person that is
listen,
that fed the 1,000 people, you think he has lived a purposeful life?
An impactful life, yes.
No, purposeful.
What do you mean? How can you be describing one word with one without
exactly the point. I feel like it's the synonym that is the issue. I feel like we are not getting the
synonym? Nah, you talking about the thing now, my guy.
What's the essence of life? Why are you living?
I don't know why I am living.
You don't know why you're living?
Not, yes, I don't know why I'm living.
So you're just living now.
I'm trying to find my purpose in life. You cannot
So,
think that you
so
are
even the person, so if you put it this way, even the person that is has seemingly helps 1,000 people might not see that as his purpose.
How do you know that?
I'm just assuming,
no,
based
actually,
on what you're saying.
You
might not see. You might see to him as that.
No. First off, for somebody to help up to 2,000 people, right?
You know how many people are there?
You have not helped 2,000. You have not helped. Listen, you have not helped 5 people significantly in their lives. Me, you have not.
Have you helped?
I have not.
Why are you speaking for me? Why do you like speaking for me?
You have not.
Why is
listen?
If I tell you I've
you
helped
have not
1,000 people,
significantly helped 5 people in your lifetime.
What's the definition of help?
To change their lives.
To change their lives as the government now.
No,
I could help them. I could help them in the capacity that I have.
Listen, when I say change, that's what I'm saying. Okay, let's say I give somebody on the road 1,000 naira. I see a beggar on the road, I give them 1,000 naira. Technically, I did help them, but did I help them significantly? No, I did not. Did I change their life? Absolutely not. But if I took a beggar, I saw a beggar on the road, and I took a beggar out of the streets, and I gave them a job, right, so they could fend for themselves and not have to beg again, did I help that person? Answer my question. Answer my question.
Now let me ask you a question. I can't answer your question. I can't answer your question.
You can't answer my question.
I can't answer your question.
I'll answer my question. Yes, I have helped that person's life. Wait. And I have not just helped that person's life, but I have also impacted in that person's life. I have helped that person significantly. Because that is a significant change in their lives. Now, I'm using that as an example. I'm not just, that does not
let me
listen.
You want to deviate, let me say my thoughts. Based on what you just said now.
I've not finished what I'm saying now. Now, this does not mean that the significant impact is always financially. That's not what it means.
That's not what I'm saying.
So go on.
What if this person that you meet and you give 1,000 was at the verge of dying and you just needed to feed?
That's still significant. Because tomorrow the person will still be at the verge of dying.
You are defining it based on how you feel it is. And based on the measurements, the standards that you feel it is.
Significant, I mean, did you change
that
the
is
person's life
for me.
for the long run?
Sure it's for the
if I give somebody 1,000 naira to eat today,
what if you give the person $1 million naira and the person squanders this?
That's a different thing.
What's different about it?
I don't think you should be giving if you give a beggar on the road $1 million naira, just to give a beggar $1 million naira. That's in fact you lie to yourself. That's deceit, because if you give a beggar 1 million naira, it's useless to the person. That's the same thing as giving the person 1,000 naira. What would they do 1 million naira? What do they know about finances? Do you understand? So that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, but when I say significantly impacting somebody's life, I mean you change the person's life for the long run. That's what I mean.
So I've just said my. I've just said my.
Just answer the question.
I can't answer your question. Yeah, your questions are too.
Are too what?
Corny. Yes.
My questions are straightforward.
You can't tell me a yes or a no. I can't be giving yes or no answers.
What do you think you are, Jordan Peterson? What do you think you are, Jordan Peterson? You can't give a yes or no answer to my question.
Because they are corny. Because
my questions are
you
in no
are
way cunning, guy.
very cunning, because you put them in a way that either ways it applies to you,
How does
favors
it
you.
apply to me? How does it favor me?
Yes, now
No,
that's
it
a
does not
very
favor me.
that's a very cunning
It's
question.
not a cunning
I
question.
can't be answering
The
yes or no.
only
If
the
you want
reason,
to pass, you
listen,
can pass your points without asking questions. You
I
know that,
cannot
right?
pass my point. I don't want to
So
pass my point without
you
asking
want me?
questions.
That's so psychological. Yes, now that's so
What is wrong with this guy?
psychological.
What is wrong with
You
you?
could pass your points
Bro,
without.
you went to school, act like kids. You went to school, act like kids.
I'm listening.
When your lecturers teach you, did they ask you questions? Did they ask questions? Answer the
They
question
ask
now.
questions to
Why?
evaluate what they have taught me. They don't
Yeah,
ask
they
questions.
evaluate whether
They
you
don't
get sense
ask
or not
questions
now.
to build on an already existing point, just to
They
have
actually
leverage.
do add questions.
Just to have leverage
I
on
don't
you.
ask you to have. That's the thing. I don't
You
ask
ask to have leverage,
I ask
bro.
you for clarity, and you in your and in my bid to get clarity from you, right? More often than not, you give me leverage.
So your point is, just to wrap up this thing, your point is, you feel like doing services to humanity is you living a purposeful life, right?
I will not quite put it exactly like that.
Okay.
I would say that um, living a purposeful life rather is one that not just reinforces our convictions, but it is one that reinforces our convictions and still impacts the lives of people, and not just people around, not just people closest to us, but people sort of brother.
Okay. And me personally, I feel like for you to be able to talk about purpose first, you should be able to talk about God, because He's the ultimate creator, and in Him you can get.
No, I agree with that.
Okay.
Right, I agree with that. I mean, I'm Christian, so I kind of have to agree with that. But I don't think that to say that people who are not, Christians or who are not religious, don't live a purposeful life.
Okay, maybe there might be some adjustments to the language or the use of words or understanding of the word. You understand? But
Yeah.
either ways.
Sure. Yeah, purpose is whatever. I guess ultimately purpose is whatever we
Think it is.
yes. Purpose is whatever we think it is.
Perspective.
No. You know why I say so?
Why?
Because if a purpose is whatever we say it is, right? Because for we to even have the conviction that okay, this is the reason this is what I'm on earth to do. It's a gamble. Ultimately, it's a gamble, right? Even as Christians, it's still a gamble,
Yeah.
right? So if it's a gamble, it means that there can be other possibilities. We can still make impact. Now, living a purposeful living life, even as Christians, it doesn't still guarantee heaven. Right? You can still make impact in you can still further the kingdom and still not make heaven.
That's a conversation for.
Oh, no, that's a conversation for another day, but that's the point. So that's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay, so
The point I'm trying to make is that living a purposeful life or having finding one's meaning to life is not always rooted in our religion.
okay.
Yes.
That's okay. So me, just to be clear subjectively on religion, I would say
Jesus boy.
I'd
You
something
know,
that
when you always say religion and say subjectively, I don't think you should be saying that. I might be wrong, but I don't think you should be saying that. Right, because the whole point of religion is that we believe that our religion works.
well, I can't force it on somebody.
No, it's not forcing. It's not
And
stating.
that's why I subjectively
No,
say things
stating something as your truth or as the truth, right? Rather,
that
does
I
not mean
think it is.
Yes, that you think it is does not mean that you're forcing something. That's why we say to when you say things, say with your full
Hard
chest.
on.
Yeah. So
Okay, so guys,
we have come to the
we've
end.
come to the end of our conversation for this podcast. We hope you love it. Subscribe to our channel so that you can be
Subscribe to
notified.
the channel, turn on the notification bell, share to
our
your
videos,
friends.
please.
What?
Share our videos.
I
Share
said,
our...
I thought I heard share our baby rules. I was wondering now. I was wondering where that come out from. So yeah, like, share, follow, turn on the notification bell. All
Till
that.
next we come your way. Peace and love.
Church way.